Hello guys, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to learn about Composite Data Model and its practical usage. A model that combines the direct query with import data is called a composite model. First, let's go to SQL Management Studio and I'll show you the data and then let's build a composite model in PBI. So let's get started. So here is the Management Studio and I have the order details table. So if I select a couple of rows here, you can see I have an order ID, quantity, product name, product description, customer comments, and the total price. So I want to use this data set and build a composite model. So what I'm going to do is in my first import data set, I will just bring in the columns order ID, quantity, product name, product description, and the total. And in the second live query or direct query, I'll just bring in the order ID and customer comments. By doing this, we'll reduce the file size to a large extent because we are just importing the required data sets and then the columns which are text rich, we are just using it as a direct query. So let's go to PBI and then build this. So here is the PBX file. Let me import the data first. Go to get data, SQL Server. It's my local PC, so I'll just use a dot here. And the database name is demo. And then first I'll gonna import the data. I'll paste the query here, order ID, quantity, product name. So I'll remove the customer comments here. This is the import data. And then click on OK. Load. In the query one, we have imported the data. As you can see, we have order ID, the quantity, product name, product description, total. We don't have the comments. So let me rename this query. I'll call this as table. Oops. I'll rename it as TBL underscore, maybe import. Okay. And now I need the customer comments. So I'll go back and then get data, SQL Server. Dot and the database name optional demo. Instead of import, I'll use direct query and then I'll paste my query again here. But this time I'm going to remove all this and just keep the order ID and customer comments. Okay, so this is a live connection or direct query. Click on OK. As you can see here, order ID and customer comments and load. So when I say load, it doesn't load the entire data set into the model, but it'll just create a live connection. Click on OK. And we see the live direct query here. Let me rename this as TBL and then direct. So if it's a direct query, you will not see any data inside this when you click on this table name. For the import, let's see. When I click on import, I can see all the column names. When I click on the direct, I don't see anything. So now let's go to the design here and then create a join condition. So order ID to order ID. Okay, 1-to-1, click on OK. And now let's build some visualization here. Let me add a matrix. And from this table, from the import table, I need the, let's bring in the order ID. And we can bring in the quantity, maybe the total. So now, so we have this data here. Let's say if someone wants to read the text, in this example, the customer comments are, I won't say it's a huge text, but there are like some text. But if someone wants to read this, right, line by line, you can simply add a card here. Okay. Keep it here. Let me move this to the center. And then in the card, you can simply add the customer comments. Maybe I can reduce the size a bit. Okay, this is much better. And then turn this off. Okay. And now when someone clicks, okay, someone wants to see what is the customer comments for, let's say, order 2, they can click on this order 2 and they should be able to see only the comments related to that particular order, right? Similarly, they can do the same thing, available only between 6 to PM or something like this. This makes the file very light because this is a live connection, but make sure you set up a personal or enterprise gateway so that if you are publishing it in a service, this works. If you don't have a gateway, this will not work. Okay. And then even if you don't want this separately, you can still get this here. So if I go back to the visualization, I can add this. I can bring the customer comments here. I'm not sure if it will be proper. You can see the comments as well here in a separate line. Let me turn the subtotal off. So now you can see the comments as well. So you can just club it in a one matrix. The benefit of doing this is like the file will be very light because you are not loading all the data into the model, but as and when you select something, it goes back to the table in SQL in SQL Server and fetches the data and then shows the result. So in that way, your file will become extremely light. But don't forget to set up an enterprise gateway or a personal gateway if you are publishing this file into a service. I hope this video was helpful and thanks for watching.